Tonight on the South Today, icy roads cause problems for Dunedin motorists on their way to work this morning. Cantabrians say a final farewell to SoFIA, NASA's flying telescope and observatory. And after 5 years of redevelopment, the 120-year-old Dunstan House Hotel is going under the hammer. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. Dunedin drivers struggled with early morning ice and multiple crashes reported across the city. Several people were injured as a late wintry blast caused precarious driving conditions.
Dunedin's icy roads causing havoc for some drivers. A late sting in the tail for winter caused slippery roads after the combination of this week's snowfall melted in the rain and then froze again early this morning. One person was seriously injured in a two-car crash at the intersection of Chalice Street and Glendevon Place in the suburb of Vauxhall. And earlier in the morning, this van rolled off Brighton Road in slippery conditions and into a mudflat in Waldronville. 2 people received moderate injuries and 1 person received minor injuries. In a further incident, this truck slid on ice and became stuck on a side barrier along Townleys Road in Kenmure. However, no one was injured. Waka Kotahi NZ Transport Agency is advising drivers to take extra care in the conditions which are expected to last for the rest of the week. In Dunedin, the South Today.
2 southern ski fields are extending their seasons to take advantage of good snow conditions. Coronet Peak and Treble Cone have both delayed their closing dates by a week. Both will now close for the winter season on the 2nd of October, allowing them to capture the first week of the Australian school holidays. The fields say excellent snow conditions and strong visitor numbers factored into their decision to extend the skiing season. The Remarkables isn't planning to extend its season past mid-October, while Cardrona is already planning to be open until the end of October. Cantabrians are getting their final look at NASA's flying telescope, known as SoFIA. The California-based aircraft was damaged in the recent storms, but is back in the air ahead of its final journey here later this week.
Plane spotters lined the fence at Christchurch Airport to watch NASA's flying telescope SoFIA take off earlier this week. Recent severe weather had damaged the aircraft, meaning it required repairs, and also cancelled the remainder of its final deployment to the Southern Hemisphere. The test flight was designed to allow residents to see and definitely hear the aerial observatory as it flew over Christchurch and parts of the South Island for the last time.
Our team has formed very deep friendships and relationships with people of Christchurch, and that will remain. So although it's very sad that this will be our last deployment, our relationship will be very long-lasting.
SoFIA, the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, is a Boeing 747 SP aircraft, which has been modified to carry a large 2.7 metre reflecting telescope into the stratosphere. The airborne facility flies above 38,000 feet to put SoFIA above 99% of the Earth's infrared blocking atmosphere. The aircraft was launched in 2013 and has spent 7 winters based in Christchurch, but is now being decommissioned after being superseded by new technology.
Christchurch has played a big role in SoFIA's scientific success, and that will remain forever.
SoFIA will head back to California via Hawaii for its final few missions. Cantabrians will have one last chance to see SoFIA when it departs New Zealand for good at midday on Thursday. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Dunedin singer-songwriter Kylie Price is making the most of overseas opportunities after recently recording at the studio where the Beatles made music history. Kylie Price got the chance to record a single at the world-famous Abbey Road Studios in London last month, which she describes as quite an honour. She spotted the opportunity on social media, with the studio looking for an artist to be recorded as part of its producer training program. The City of London also provided the backdrop for her music video for Price's latest single, Keeping On. She says Abbey Road Studios is popular with A-list celebrities working on top secret projects, meaning security is tight and taking photos in the halls is forbidden. Price's next move is a trip to Germany to work on another music project. It's hoped the coastal dunes on one of Dunedin's southern beaches could become more stable thanks to a program of replanting them with native grasses. About 2,000 pingao grasses were planted over the weekend along Ocean View near Brighton. Scott Wetherall, chairman of the Saddle Hill Community Board, says the aim of the planting project is to stabilise the coastal sand dunes.
In town, it's a real challenge, the coastal erosion, and it is all along here. You know, in the month of July, August, we see a lot of significant erosion because of really big seas, whereas these will prevent that. They actually regrow the sand dunes, therefore protecting the beautiful coastline.
The volunteers were treated to a barbecue lunch at the end of the planting session to thank them for their work. A renovated stone hotel is on the property market in Clyde. Built more than 120 years ago, the old Dunstan House Hotel has been renovated by its current owners over the last 5 years.
Beautifully renovated and up for sale, the old Dunstan House Hotel in Clyde's heritage area has gone on the market. For the last 5 years, its current owners have been lovingly restoring the historic building. The hotel was built around 1898 using schist quarried from nearby Earnscleugh. Much of the timber flooring is rimu, but the ornate staircase has a more exotic origin.
The staircase is kauri, which was brought down specially from the North Island. And as you'll see from the staircase, beautiful bit of work done there by a man called Albert Fountain, who built that by hand. And that's why we've actually got all our rooms are named after people significant to the house. He most definitely gets a room named after him for the work he did.
The site dates back to an earlier pub built during the gold rush, with the current building's cellar dating back to that time. That element adding to the hotel's colourful history.
Dancing girls used to pop up from the cellar into the miners' bar and dance and entertain the miners. And the miners would obviously get rid of the gold that they'd found.
The couple have renovated all the rooms, started a cafe and extended accommodation to year-round rather than just a summer cycling season. They're now looking forward to seeing what the new owners might do with the historic hotel. In Clyde, the South Today.
FA Yakane still to come on the South Today. Naseby ice curlers lap up advice from a couple of Canadians in town for a coaching comp, and a bridge on the Clyde to Cromwell cycle trail scores a top award.
Drop when you
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Shall I make some scones?
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A couple of Canadian curlers have been dishing out some useful tips and tricks to aspiring Naseby athletes. The pair play internationally and recently held a 3-day coaching camp to teach locals what's needed to compete on the world stage.
Keep your arms straight to keep control of the stone. That's just some of the advice Canadian curling Olympic gold medalist Jennifer Jones imparted to her eager students over the weekend. It was part of a 3-day coaching camp in Naseby, catering for both experienced players along with novice and junior curlers.
You know, one day we're going to watch a lot of these young people on TV. They're going to be the next rising stars of curling, and it's really exciting for us to give back to a sport that we love so much and to really root for the next generation.
She was joined by her husband and fellow international competitor Brent Lang, with the Canadian couple spending their weekend helping develop the abilities of local curlers.
We see curling around the world, and here it's got the grassroots, the love of the game, just the community coming together to really make curling shine, and that's really the starting point. So you've got that, and now it's just a matter of having some of these camps, developing the players and watching them shine.
More than anything though, the couple are happy being back in the heart of New Zealand curling.
We're just here to experience New Zealand and come back to a place that holds great memories for us. We were here for the New Zealand Winter Games 5 years ago and loved the people and the country and the curling facilities, so we had the opportunity to come back and do some coaching, and so yeah, excited to be here.
The pair are now staying on in Naseby for an alternative mission. They'll be helping Australian curlers prepare ahead of their national tournament. In Naseby, the South Today.
A suspension bridge on the Lake Dunstan cycle trail has won a top award at the Civil Contractors Construction Excellence Awards. The bridge was created by Wellington engineering firm Absal Access as part of the Clyde to Cromwell cycle trail. Spanning nearly 90 metres, the suspension bridge took just 4 months to create, from concept design to the finished construction. The judges were impressed by the timber and steel used in the bridge's construction, which helped ensure it would blend into the local environment. They believed the $250,000 price tag represented real value for money. Judges also said the bridge helped enable a whole new cycling industry to be established in the area. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A late sting in the tail of winter has caused several crashes in Dunedin, with one person receiving serious injuries. NASA's flying telescope SoFIA prepares to leave Christchurch after storm damage cut short its Southern Hemisphere visit. And Clyde's historic 120-year-old Dunstan House Hotel is on the market following a 5-year major renovation project. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the Associate Editor, Jo Simpson. Kia ora, Jo.
Hi.
What can we expect in your paper tomorrow?
The government is yet to approve a request from the University of Otago to expand the number of people trained to be doctors to assist with the current health crisis. Keeping those winter woolies within reach, the Met Service is saying it's likely to be the coldest week of the year, with some chilly temperatures expected to keep the grip until Sunday.
Okay, all right, wrap yourselves up for that week then.
And the owner of a Queenstown dog classified as dangerous after an allegedly bitten man has told an appeal hearing that he doubts the dog was responsible, and it is a case of mistaken identity.
Okay, all right. Well, we look forward to reading your paper and all those stories tomorrow, Jo.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, cold weather hangs around through the weekend, with severe frosts inland and icy near the coast at times too. Heading to the top of the South Island, nor'easterlies are on the way tomorrow for Nelson, along with a high of 12. Greymouth is in for a windy day too, with 13, while Christchurch can expect light and chilly southwesterlies with 7 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, Cool winds down through here tomorrow. Ashburton heads for 7 with southwesterlies, while Timaru and Awamaru both head for 8 with westerlies. Westwards now to the Central Lakes, and southwesterlies make for another chilly day around these parts tomorrow. Wanaka and Alexandra get a high of 5, while Queenstown will be particularly cold with a high, if you can even call it that, of 4 degrees. Heading further south, more wintry weather as the southwesterlies and late showers hit. Balclutha, Gore and the Catlins are all in for a 7-degree day. And down to the deep south. Fine and frosty tonight in Invercargill, heading for a chilly -3 degrees. Cloudy tomorrow with westerlies and sleety showers with a high of 8. Thursday brings more cool temperatures and southerlies, heading for a low of, get this, -5 after another 8-degree day. And lastly, heading to Dunedin. Heavy frost as we get through the night, dropping down to -3. Tomorrow starts sunny, but looks can be deceiving as the temperatures stay low and the southwesterlies bring sleety showers with a high of 8. And look out Thursday, if the nippy southerlies don't get you, those harsh frosts will. Expect a low of -3 in town and up to 7 degrees as the high. And that's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.